and gentlemen, welcome back to GameStar TV. And if you have just joined us, you've joined us at the right moment. It's the battle of the organizations, Jam Gaming AU going up against VSonic Darksided in a grand final that we've seen several times so far in earlier rounds of Injusta. We didn't see it in round 5 because Thoughtslayer in the losers final beat Wasminator. Well, Waz has turned the tables this week. He's taken out Thoughtslayer in the losers final, gotten himself back into the grand final, going up against Castiel. So will the momentum be enough to finally topple Castiel off of his perch at the top of the Injusta tables? Let's see. Matt and Baxter here with you all night long, and here once again to take you through the grand final of Injusta round 6. Take it away, Matt.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going to have a little bit of a battle of the organizations here. So the two major sponsors, and I say majors, and the two biggest ones are Darksided, obvious, or VSonic Darksided, as well as Just a Minute Gaming. So both these players are in fact sponsored. And Baxter, what are your thoughts? Who do you feel is going to come out victorious here?
Well, Castiel's the obvious favorite, right? He's undefeated within the circuit. You know, he's been pretty much, I think he's only been a loser's bracket once or twice in all 6 rounds, including this one thus far. So he's definitely the favorite in this matchup right now. However, like I mentioned earlier in top 8, these guys have actually were playing the other day on this on Wasminator's stream, and Wasminator was actually taking it over Castiel. Not convincingly, like it wasn't overly convincing. It would have been like 55-45 in Wasminator's favor, but you know, it'll be interesting to see how this one goes down.
And he's opted to go for Batman, which is this decision I think is really good because his Batman is super strong. And I know that Wasminator has struggled to deal with it previously as well. They're in the Batcave, so this is Castiel going to get a bit of a home ground advantage here with his character. But this character, even though he got slightly nerfed, is still very good, is what I'm going to say. What do you think, Baxter?
Yeah, he's definitely one of the strongest characters still in the game, even though he received those 2 nerfs. Like the up Meterburn Batarang feels like it's unchanged, to be honest. Like it's still a pseudo wake up, even though it doesn't have a ability. It hits pretty much globally on the whole screen, and you know, still plus. So Batman's still definitely a very top tier character in this game, and you know, Castiel behind him has those conversions, and he has the reads with Batman that he needs to be such a strong character. And as we see already, you know, he's got that advantage.
And interestingly enough, his jump 2 was not changed in the patch. Something that a lot of people complained about initially, just because it is, even someone like yourself, Baxter, who plays many fighting games, it is difficult to guess occasionally, where there are situations where it literally is a 50-50. But, you know, Wasminator is pulling it back now, tried to wake up with the up Batarang and does actually get a trade, but Wasminator takes, with a pretty big life lead, but look at this bar on Blake's side. You can see how full combat this should be enough to kill. Almost, but the chip here should be enough, and does actually bait the wake up, and fantastic stuff from Castiel, able to tie it up without losing barely any life.
Yeah, I really like how he actually walked underneath Wasminator as well on that wake up, just to maintain the corner advantage. Really smart stuff there. You know, that's something that really separates like the mid to upper players from the top players in, you know, most fighting games. It's just little tiny decisions like that just to maintain corner advantage. But Wasminator just, I have no idea what even happened. Like, I don't even know how he got the hit just then, but he just absolutely annihilated Castiel on Zip Flash. But Castiel has 3 bars on him. He spends, or 4 bars he had, sorry, and he spent 3 bars to gain 30% life back. Wasminator keeping onto his bar for 1 meter burn back 3. He has 1 meter burn back 3, and he has a dream, and that's all Catwoman needs to seal the
And a dream. Castiel caught, guess wrong there. He's going to actually probably die from this combo. Yes, he is, because if he spends the bar, no, decides not to spend the bar. Big greedy from Wasminator there, but manages to get a trade on the slide. And so you are going to see Wasminator taking game number 1, which is something that a lot of people don't do. Even though when Wasminator beat Blake. I believe he didn't take game number 1, so really good stuff from him. But thing is, Castiel has so many characters he could switch to. It's going to be very challenging to constantly be adjusting.
Well, that's the interesting thing, right? So the other day when these two were playing, the most consistent character that Castiel had was Batman against Wasminator. Wasminator was just purely playing Catwoman against Castiel, but taking it pretty much over every single character except for Batman, where it was going about 50-50. So he switches to Green Arrow, one of the characters that definitely do a bit better than most against Catwoman in this matchup. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. He's probably just going to try and go full screen, fire arrow it up, and get right in. But as I say, that he loads a nice arrow to try and maybe open him up.
The funny thing about Castiel is, generally speaking, he only plays characters with a franchise. Like, as in, like, if you look at all his characters, Green Arrow has a TV franchise, Batman's Batman. But so that's what he was saying. I was like, Blake, how do you pick characters in Injustice? And he told me I pick people with a franchise. But you can see good pressure from Blake, and you see a lot of these things at the low arrow you assume is negative, but it's actually +1, I believe. +1, +2.
I think it's just +1. It used to be +4 on block in Injustice 1, but now not being so domineering, which is good, because in this game, a lot of stuff has been toned down. So if that thing was still +4, it was just probably block infinite characters. But wasn't it? Still, even with this character change, nice read on the wake up there. Does the jump up back and gets the punish there on Blake, and I'm not too sure what he did there as a wake up. It did say wake up in the top right hand corner there, but had no invulnerability whatsoever. Maybe he was trying to do an up arrow like he was playing Batman as an up batarang, but not too sure there to have this corner advantage right now.
He could be trying to do the jump back move again, because it doesn't really have invincibility, but it's so difficult to punish. You can see full combo here, drops the ender, goes for the motorbike, and actually I like that down 1 into the back jump, because actually both only got 1 hit, and you can see there was Wasminator being very solid. Wakes up with a slide once again. You can see Blake does actually, he is on the winner's side, so he does have the advantage of being able to win. If he loses this, it is going to force the clash.
Man, I chunked that one.
Wow, and yeah, Wasminator, really taking the fight to Castiel right now in this set, even with this character swap to Green Arrow. But Castiel definitely still in it. He's definitely not out of this game right now. He has 1 bar, he has lost that clash, and he's on his 2nd life bar. But once he gets that zoning game started with the fire arrows, it's pretty hard to get in on. But Wasminator, really nice patience there. Once again, he finds himself in on that close range match. And here we go. That's going to be a conversion into a full combo. Nice. That's going to be about 380 damage. Okay, so Wasminator only just loses his 1st life bar.
Yeah, and this is going to be a very insane comeback if he does manage to get it. No punish on that whiff of the cat evade you can just jump to. And that is going to be enough. And that is going to be Wasminator taking a very decisive game number 2. And
yeah, perfect from that 2nd life bar. So, like I was saying, I don't know what's happened as of late, but maybe Wasminator's just finally figured out Castiel. Has someone finally figured out this man's playstyle, and someone finally able to take him off his throne? He's been sitting there, he's been keeping it warm for someone else, but maybe Wasminator's finally got his number.
Yeah, maybe. And as well, both of these players just so solid within that community. Undisputably, Castiel is number 1. Wasminator, definitely top 3, if not the 2nd best player in our scene. So it's not a huge shock that he were to be the one if he does dethrone Castiel, but he is on reset point at the moment, and Castiel's switching to Supergirl. Are we going to see a different character for every game?
Well, see, this is the thing. This is one of the core weaknesses for Castiel. If you remember his playstyle in MKX, he played pretty much the whole roster, but each time he lost when it got into, the more high-pressure matches within, like, winners finals, losers finals, he tended to switch a lot between his characters, and now switching to Supergirl, we see Waz up 2-0, and, one more game and he's going to reset this bracket.
Yeah, definitely. I think maybe he's just trying to test out Wasminator, see what's working for this second set maybe. But we all know his Supergirl is very good just because he's such a neutral, strong character. And I like how he also is now whiffing that uppercut as well because of the recovery. Drops into the combo, however. That could have cost him. He lost his Oki off that as well. Air dash into the laser. I like that decision.
Yeah, it's really nice to see that Castiel's finally doing that whiffed uppercut just to build that extra little bit of meter. One of the things that, you know, is really strong for Supergirl is just that freeze time on the ice breath, so she gets a little bit of more meter. Oh, nice bait on the wake up there. And was is going to get a healthy punish on this one. Nice 450 damage, 430 damage rather. Nice, puts himself in the corner, but Castiel doesn't wake up with anything. Really respectful right now after he got punished for that wake up attempt earlier. Nice push block, just keeping Castiel in the corner there. No, down 2 whiffs. That air dash is pretty hard to react to, but wasn't had the reaction speed, but it just went the wrong way. That's it, back to the combo.
Drops the ender, however. I find those back threes are sometimes, depending on the space, really difficult to hit, but a trade does come through for Wasmader's side. Now you can see it does have a bit of a life lead because it is Supergirl buff, and he does get the punch, so this is going to be enough to take the round. It doesn't actually take any damage, so good composure from Castiel. But again, Wasmader still does actually have more health than Castiel just based on the character. Has 125 more, but the defense is different. So I'm always a little confused by these healths, to be honest. But you can see now, no anti-airs coming out from Castiel, and Wasmader is just bullying him with his jump too. Really difficult to deal with, and it actually gets a punish on the ice breath too. Fantastic stuff from Was, forcing the clash.
Yeah, and a really early clash there as well from Castiel. Maybe just wants to get out the corner, but nice. Only spends 1 day actually guessing right against Wasmader's guess there from only using 1 bar.
What a confirm from Wasmader as well. Saw that he was airborne, able to get a max damage off of that. Almost 400 off an airborne opponent. Really good stuff. And now you can see though, Castiel in the corner. Is he going to have the combos? Yes, he does. Into the full float cancels. No, drops the ender. Back 1 staggers. Back 1, 2, 3. That's now safe on block before it was super minus. So you can see now Wasmader. Full combo. Wasmader is still sitting on that clutch. Does actually whiff the cat dash as well. I do like that. I feel like it is a setup to get himself in. Now you can see not a lot of health. Was is he going to wake up? No, he's not. Down 1's underneath it. 3 down 1's coming out from Castiel. Could be cracking a little bit. Good blocks coming out from Wasmader though. Does still have that clash on deck. Down 1. Back 1, 2. Walks back, trying to press a button, and good composure from Taz, and is going to catch him with a jump in 2. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a 3-0 bracket reset against Castiel.
Yeah, it really seems like Wasmader has Castiel's number right now. He really needs to make, you know, adjustments to his gameplay as it's clearly not working out. A clear 3-0 reset by Wasmader over the undisputed king right now, Castiel. Maybe the king has been sitting on his throne for too long. He's gotten lazy. I did say to him earlier today that he should have been practicing, but he was playing that new game, Brawlhalla, and now look what's happening. 3-0. He's been sent to losers bracket alongside Wasmader. So 1 more set, boys. That's all we have in store for you tonight for Injustice round 6.
I feel like he's also been playing a bit of Starfire as well, which I understand because he does like the character a lot, but the issue is he can't play it this week. Because Starfire is banned for this one. But now we're going to see switch back to Batman. I think this is a good decision. Stick with your guns, your main. And he has said that Batman is his best character. Also went for a very neutral Batman, the black one. So not using his normal white Batman, which is interesting. Maybe he's feeling the pressure a little bit.
I think he's just wanted to go to the dark side.
Or maybe not, he's part of Jam.
And there we go, boys. We have a pun here in Grand Finals from Matt. You guys can now turn off your streams. I'm sorry.
That's it. I'm sorry. I apologize, everyone. But now we can see just... I laugh on this stage because recently there was a meme posted about everything. But Corpse Hop comes out from Catwoman into the full combo. Is going to confirm this time. Doesn't actually go for the reset. Decides not to spend bar. Good mix-ups coming in from Castiel. Sends out the bat, but the back 3 once again low profiles it. More zoning coming out from Castiel. Good stuff with that up battering. Forward 3 into the little mechanical bat jump hit, but a down 2 somehow manages. What was that hitbox? Able to actually confirm into Castiel. Now it has the corner pressure. And that's going to be enough to take out this first round.
Wow, and first life bar already gone for Castiel. And yeah, that down 2 hitbox was phenomenal. It hit on the left side, he had enough time to walk to the right side and get that side switch, and like I said earlier, that is one of the things that separates these guys from the rest in regards to the Oz FGC NRS community. So here we go, we see Wasmader building an offense once again. Nice stagger pressure there with the back 2s there. Alright, he's got a corner to trust you. Yeah, corner combo, and Castiel forced to clash once again. He's got 4 bars, so he's got a lot of meter to spend, get that life back, but he's got a fight ahead of him. Wasmader's still got a lot of life ahead of him.
Something that I'm noticing that Was is doing is compared to Blake, he's being a lot less proactive. He's actually just sitting there waiting for Blake to jump, getting it down to every time, confirming into damage, into pressure. He doesn't overextend, and that time doesn't work. But most of the time, drops the combo though, uncharacteristic from Castiel, and he's going to try and zone him out. And really the smart decision to use that mechanical bat. So he does still have a fair bit of health. Wasmader sitting on the clash, but you can see Wasmader, he's just sitting there a lot of the time waiting for Blake to kill himself. So maybe this is how you beat this man. You can see now going for pressure. The first hit of that low hits, but you can't actually get the full confirm. And just a bad battering being thrown from Castiel. Wasmader able to confirm. Is he going to confirm into the trait? No, he's not. Just decides to send him full screen. Throws the wheelchair. Good delayed wake up from Castiel. Gets caught low, and there goes his mechanical bats. And now what's he going to do? Tries to go for the back 2-3 string. Catches Wasmader with the last hit, but he's going to have to really work hard as well. He still has a clash, so Wasmader is in a really good position. Sitting on full trait. One touch will be definitely enough to kill. Can't get to confirm though. Decides to spin the up battering. Goes for more stagger pressure. Try to work his way through once again. Meter burn forward 3. Wasmader can't actually get the punish, but he's going to deal a lot of chip damage. And Castiel core press and buttons out of the 3-3. And that is going to be Wasmader going up 2-0 in the second set. Or is that 1-0?
1-0, 1-0.
1-0. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, but this is just been an absolute slaughter from Wasmader right now. Castiel not being able to get a single match. If anyone tuned in now, they would think Wasmader was the Undisputed King right now. But Castiel being undefeated thus far in the tournament circuit. Whoa, Red Hood. Okay. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay, so he's going back to the white and red skin for his Batman, but yeah, sticking with Batman here, but it was 4 straight games over JM Castiel. Let's see if Castiel can maybe find his footing and get a win here for himself, because he really needs to, get out this mindset, because at the moment, this is where you start getting put on tilt, and that's not a good sign.
I feel like maybe you should take a little bit more time in a character select. Good dash under though, fantastic use from Castiel. Doesn't get a confirm though, just decided to opt into the trait, and you can see a couple of cracks coming through. Those lows, tried to kind of go for a shimmy, but instead actually gets thrown out of it. Good stuff from Wasmader. Now you can see health about even. Castiel does have a significant meter advantage. Went for that forward 2. Does actually get a trade on the jump on the down 2, but now you can see Wasmader with a cross up. He's going to go into the corner, full combo. 400 damage into a hard splat. Down 1 comes out from Castiel. Good challenge on the jump, and now you can see goes for the mechanical bash, but a bit of an input error once again. Castiel slipping a little bit. Forward 3 comes out, but now you can see goes for the full combo. Keeps it simple as well, doesn't actually go for the hard one. I'm not sure why he opted for that instead of the back 2-3, but maybe wants to keep him close instead. But now you can see, trying to work his way through. Jump over, but once again the down 2 from Wasmader. You can see he's just sitting there, waiting, finger on the button. You can see now, pushing his way through, and Castiel gets caught not blocking overhead.
I think he did up meter burn battering once again, but yeah, Wasmader seems to have his number at every single approach. That down 2 is so good in this matchup. She low profiles underneath the jump 2, and that hitbox just hits pretty much 360 all the way around her, and that's mainly how Castiel finds his openings against a lot of players, is that jump 2 with the mechanical bats, and she just avoids completely. So one of the key things in this matchup right now for Wasmader, and once again down 2 anti-air. And once you take that away from Castiel, it seems like he just really has a difficulty getting in. So, once again, Castiel, massive life deficit, has massive troubles right now, trying to get Wasmader off of him. Another combo for Wasmader, he's got that corner pressure. Whoa, and just a wake up neutral, nothing. Have we seen a rage quit potentially from the king himself, Castiel? No, he's back on it. Okay.
Wow, I'm not sure what's going on here, Baxter, but the thing is, well, Batman, in neutral, without jump 2, or, in terms of normals, Batman has really stubby limbs, and so he's really struggling against Catwoman because Taz just sitting there and anti-air him, so I'm not totally sure, and honestly, if he switches characters at this point, he has to win 3 straight games against Wasmader, who has all the momentum at this point.
Yeah, it does not look good for our hero, Castiel. He's gone... What is happening? He highlighted random select for a second there. Has he really gotten to that point? But I think I've actually cracked it, Matt. I know what's happening here. We are actually seeing Blakey has subbed in his mum to play for him tonight in the grand finals. In the grand finals right now, which is why it has been 5 straight games for Wasmader. So now probably, Blake's mum has come to him and said, "Look, I can't do it for you, son. You're going to have to jump back on and start playing for yourself." So we might actually get some good matches here from our champion, Jam Castiel, in this grand finals bracket.
Are you saying he was off playing Brawlhalla while his mum was playing Grand Finals?
Look, I'm saying that's definitely what's happened here. Okay, so hopefully now we've got the actual man himself, Just a Minute Gaming's Castiel, back here to play and defend his title, because he has not lost a single round so far for Injusta, and Wasminator is licking his lips right now. He is waiting for that first place.
Let me correct you there. Castiel, other than one bracket reset, he has not lost a set in Injustice 2 in terms of tournament. YSB's Injustice, he has not lost a single set in Injustice 2.
And wow, another opening for Wasminator. This looks like the end for our hero, to be honest with you. I just can't see what Castiel can change in his gameplay. It just seems like every single decision, I don't know what he's doing. Everything that he's doing just seems to be getting punished from Wasminator. He just really has his number in this one. Here we go. We finally have an opening. And no, every single opportunity he's getting. And we saw drop combos last game and this game now. Here we go. Get that corner advantage back. Get some damage in there. We've still got one mechanical back for Oki. Nice read there. Okay, we're starting to see him start to pick things back up now.
Yeah, now you can definitely see. But what was that? Somehow Castiel gets pulled out of the forward three, and Wasminator, this is going to be enough to tie it up. And ladies and gentlemen, Wasminator is sitting on tournament point against Castiel, on the verge of 6-0ing a man who has not been beaten in this game once. What a read already. Jumps over, is actually going to get the full confirm. Wasminator sitting on just a slither of health. Hopefully Castiel doesn't have to break and just a wake up down two. Great stuff from Castiel. Good composure, pulling it back slightly. Good meter for him. Does have all three bats as well. And this is weird. You rarely see, and you can see the alternate sweep coming out from Wasminator is able to get rid of those bats immediately. So his neutral is significantly less. And that's the thing, he's been going for a lot of jumps without the aid of the bat, and that is how it is difficult to actually, that's why you force the guess against as Batman. You need to also be holding the bat. Now you can see Castiel force the clash, 3 bars on both sides, no health coming back for him, and Wasminator sitting very comfortable at this point.
Nice, a nice passive, far out. He's just been waiting. Like you said, he's not being proactive whatsoever. Completely reactionary to Castiel's playstyle and just, catching it at every turn. And that could be the end. No, a wake up there from Castiel. And wow, that down 2 hitbox. And we have finally, after 6 rounds of the Injustice circuit, we have the new champion. ViewSonic, Dark-Sided, Wasminator, 6-0ing. 6-0ing the undefeated, now defeated, Just a Minute Gaming's Castiel.
I'm a little speechless, Baxter, between you and me. That was just a masterclass in just punishing mistakes.
Yeah, that was, I don't know, like it just seemed like every decision Castiel was making, Wasminator had an answer for. He threw all the questions at him. What's 2 + 2? 4. He was ready for it. Wasminator just knew everything that was coming toward him in that matchup. He had the down 2s unlocked for every jump in that Castiel tried to come in with. He had the back 3s underneath the mechanical bats to get underneath that and crush that way of approach, and also the jump 2s over the zoning from Castiel. Just everything that he tried to do in that matchup, Batman versus Catwoman, he just had it unlocked.
Yeah, so we are going to be getting Taz in for an interview after this, but Baxter, that's going to shake Castiel up. But honestly, between you and me, that's probably a good thing. I feel like he needed to lose coming into OHN, because if he walked into OHN thinking there's no one who can beat me, I feel like that would have been his downfall. So again, it is upsetting that Castiel, for him, that he did lose that set. However, I feel in terms of overall his play as a competitor at, offline as well, it is really important that he did take that loss today. Because now his spark's going to be ignited. He knows he needs to work a bit more. But we do have Taz sitting in Discord, so if we could move him in for his interview. But wow, Baxter, that was, yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely an awesome grand final set, and I'm really glad that I was here to cast it with you, my friend Matt.
Thank you very much, Baxter. Before we go, though, Chris, could you please drag Wasminator in just before we wrap up? He's sitting in Discord at the moment, so we can just have a quick chat with him. Here he is.
Hey, boys.
Wasminator, congratulations on being the first man to beat Castiel in a set in Injustice 2. How do you feel right now?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. It was a long time coming, but finally it happened. Took a while, but
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
All I can say is, man, you had everything ready for him. Like each time he tried to jump in, you had that down to you were waiting for him to make any and every mistake. Like he tried to jump in, nope, down two every time. He tried to use mechanical bats, back three straight underneath it. You just had everything ready for him. And I did see actually like not too long ago in your stream, you were actually competing with him in some online sets, just some casuals, and you were beating pretty much every character you had as well the other day. So I definitely knew that you could beat him tonight. But what do you think? Like, what was your preparation coming into this week's Injusta?
I think those sets actually were the preparation pretty much. All those games, I learned everything I need to do in all of those matchups. So I was kind of prepared for any character he pulled out, unless it was something he hasn't played against me. But he played characters that he's played all the time, so I was pretty much prepared for all of them.
And what was your because overall I saw a very big style change in you compared to versing everyone else and the way you've played Blake previously. Just to confirm our thoughts, how did you approach just general playing Castiel as well as particularly the Batman matchup? What things were you doing differently?
Usually I don't. I never used to do the neutral jump thing on his wake up, so I pretty much had to shut down his wake up, so I never had to guess what he was gonna do. And pretty much I just did everything that you need to do against Batman, like with Catwoman, just the back threes, and he didn't really mix up his pressure at all, so I just let him do the same thing. Once it was finished, I took my turn and just capitalized on that, really.
Yeah, we were discussing saying that we felt you were a little bit more reactionary based on your usual gameplay, instead forcing him to make mistakes. Did you feel that way, or is it just kind of how you just play the matchup?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much with that like that. Most of the scenarios, except for the back threes, they're just like, why not do it, really?
It's Catwoman.
Yeah.
Let me ask you one more question as well, Waz, just before we wrap things up. So, with Blake's reign, we've seen him, undefeated since his first win in the first round of Injusta. Do you think this now stems your streak for the Injusta League as well as leading into Ozhadu Nationals in September? Do you think that you're pretty much going to go undefeated moving from this day forward?
Yeah, well, all of Blake's characters have pretty much been downloaded from this point, so I don't see who else could win.
So download has been completed, hey?
Yeah, the MBN boys.
And Wasmater, I'm just going to ask one last thing before we draw the raffle. What do you want to say to Castiel?
Good games. That's it. Good games.
Oh,
I'll see you next. I'll see you at YSB.
I know what Baxter would be saying, but Wasmater, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on your first win for the Injusta tournament. Obviously, those seeding points are really important, going to boost you up as well as the max cash prize. But thank you so much for joining us, Wasmater.
Thank you, boys. Thanks, GameStar, of course.
Excellent. So we're going to hand over to Crisis real quick, who is going to be drawing our raffle.
Oh, thank you very much, and congratulations to ViewSonic Darksided's Waz, picking up the first grand final that goes to somebody else. So you're in the first place position, the first place money coming your way as well, courtesy of GameStar. All right, here we go. We're going to draw that raffle now. It's closed, and the winner is Juicy Justin. So congratulations to Juicy Justin. Hopefully he is here. And yeah, just jump onto our Discord, Juicy Justin, and hit up GameStar Crisis on Discord, and he will sort you out. That's me. I will sort you out with a $20 Steam voucher, 20 New Zealand dollars. So it's a little bit of a meme, but it's something. Nevertheless, go and get yourself an indie game. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fantastic evening. We have seen the thrills and spills. We've got a new champion sitting on the throne, and we'll be back in 2 weeks with Injusta round number 7. Now, something that you need to bear in mind when you fill in that survey that I've asked you to fill in is one of the options that we're considering is having the LAN finals at the ESG mini major in December, and if we do that, we will be extending the online series of Injusta to have another 2 and possibly 3 rounds in October. So just bear that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. We are looking to keep on supporting the Injustice 2 community out here in Oceania, and so make sure that you get in next week, enter, it's open registration, and take a shot at the new king, Wasminator. All right, that's it from the studio here in Christchurch and Adelaide and Brisbane, all over the show tonight. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, and see you in a couple of weeks back here.
Thank you.
Good night.